What's good? Monday the 18th today. I missed last week just because at the minute my life is like fucking Groundhog Day. I go to work 4 days, I come home on a Monday, I leave for Wales on a Monday, I'm in Wales Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and I come home Wednesday evening, and then I'm at home for an evening, then I'm at work 4 days. So there's really not a lot going on. The only unique thing about my vlogs at the minute is the story that I tell at work, but yeah, my days they're the same recently, and I don't want to keep saying it, showing the same week all the time. It's a miserable day today. I'm fucking pissing down. So you see them new Anglian windows that I put in, boy? Oh, and this is what the kitchen now looks like. So I wanted to wrap the cupboards, as I mentioned before, only that didn't go so well. So then I took to painting. I was to change the handles because there was before just like a singular little knob thing. So I painted the cupboards. I've had to put so many coats on there. Like I ripped the other plasticky stuff off, and you can see where the old knobs was. Like I filled in the holes, put new handles on, painted. They've all had loads of coats now. But I think I'm actually now happy with it. It's better than it was, which is the main thing. But yeah, I think I'm happy with the way it is now. So that's good. So what's good, people? So today is Tuesday. It's like 10 o'clock now. I didn't vlog anything today, just because it's been a chill day. It's been raining all day, and we haven't really done anything except we went to Asda's. And as a 27-year-old man, I haven't been ID'd for years and years and years, other than once at B&M. But I ain't been ID'd for years. And I bought today a Monster and some aspirin. And I think this lady just likes getting off on IDing people, knowing that no one carries ID anymore, because who has a wallet anymore? So she comes up to the thing and she asks, "Oh, have you ID?" I go, "Oh, what, for a Monster? He's 16. She goes, "No, not the Monster, for the aspirin." I says, "Well, no, I haven't." And she goes, "Oh, well, I can't serve it you then." I go, "Alright, whatever." And then she said something else, I can't remember exactly what it was now, but she's getting a little bit chopsy then. And she was taking her time with like taking the things off of the self-checkout thing. I go, "Go on, hurry up, do your fucking job then. Don't swear at me." I says, "I didn't swear at you, I just said do your fucking job." She goes, "If you swear at me again, you're gonna get banned, and I'll call security." So then I go, "Oh, whatever," or something like that. So she calls security over then. She eventually does all the items off while waiting for security to come over. And then the security guy comes over. "Oh, you can't be swearing." I says, "I didn't swear, I just says do your fucking job." He says, "If you swear again, then you will be escorted off and you will be banned," or whatever. I go, "Oh, whatever," because I had like 13 quid to knock off with my app, so I thought I ain't getting banned from me. I got like 25 quid's worth of shopping that I can just knock clean like 13 quid off. So I keep my mouth shut and let him walk off. And then she walked past me as I was walking out. It's like a fucking cunt's working here. But yeah, that was the day. Just ridiculous. We then spoke to somebody else after, and she had a similar experience. I think that lady does just genuinely get off on IDing people, knowing that no one carries ID, because she's just a twat. So that pissed me off for a little bit. I got over it eventually. But yeah, that was all that happened today. Other than that, I've just been chilling, working on my second live index. Mine and Meg's now shared live index. So that was all it was. So that was Tuesday. I'll be going home tomorrow already. It kind of feels like when you go on holiday and then it's Friday before you know it, you got to go home. That's what I've got every week now. So the days soon fizzle away, and then work feels like it takes about 2 weeks to end. So that's my life until the baby's here. It is what it is. Thanks for watching Tuesday, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Oh, my camera's gonna die. Bye. Alrighty, what's good? So today is Wednesday. It's late now. I didn't film anything today. I didn't really have a lot going on other than our naughty little boy. He's kicking up a storm all the time, every day. But today we have had him once in the morning kicking, and then we didn't feel him again after that. So we decided to drive down to the hospital, and they checked him out, listened to his heart and a Doppler, and it was all fine. And then since we got home, Meg tells me, because I've obviously driven home from Wales now, and I'm home ready for work tomorrow, but Meg tells me he's been kicking up an absolute storm since the hospital visit. So when you see this, when you're old enough, you're a naughty boy. So it was a little bit worrisome, of course, as it always is going to be. But yeah, for an active little boy not to move much or at all since this morning was worrisome. But he's fine, healthy heart, and he's been kicking up ever since. So worrying, but it's all right, and it's all sorted, and it's all settled now. I keep looking up at there's like cracks in my plaster. Anyway, let me stop looking at that. Yeah, so that was today. I got think of some interesting stories for tomorrow and the following days now. I'm sure I'll come up with something which you'll see any second now. Thanks for watching Wednesday. God damn, I need a haircut, man. How they grow this fast? Anyway, what's good, guys? Today is Thursday. I'm now at work. I've been at work. I've been playing Pokemon, now editing my video while watching this new show that I found on Disney, Only Murder in the Building. I think that's what it's called. It's alright, it's okay. Anyway, I've been racking my brain as far as what story to tell today. I know there's only one that's stuck out in my head, and it isn't too great, and it doesn't paint me in a very good light. But I ain't never gonna pretend to be perfect, because I'm only human, and I'm far from perfect. So, as you know, or may know, I used to ride a motorbike, and I loved my motorbike. I rode it everywhere. I racked up so many miles so quickly. And what you have to understand is, this is my first vehicle that I took on the road. It was the most expensive thing I've ever owned. I bought it brand new, and it was like 1,700 quid. It was like a lot of money, especially for me at the time. I mean, maybe not so much by today's standards, but it was a lot of money then, and I was paying it off gradually. I didn't pay it off in full, and like I said, I rode it everywhere. I loved it. It was my pride and joy. So one time, there was where I used to live was kind of like a hill, and then it was quite a bad. It was kind of like you'd pull out of the road up this hill onto this road, and you couldn't really see oncoming traffic because it was kind of it wasn't necessarily a bend, but it was kind of a blind corner. You couldn't really see down the road, so you'd have to sort of inch forward while going up a hill and sort of filter into the road, trying to see what was down the road when you couldn't see. So there I was on my bike, sat at the top of this. I think I had music on too at the time, and there was obviously cars behind me on this hill. And like I said, my music was on, so there's no way I believe this dude's story when he says. So what happened was, he drove forward and not very fast or nothing, but hit me off of my bike, and bike went down, landed on my leg, and the foot spoke went into my leg, which did some damage because the bike was heavy. I'll throw in pictures of my bike. I probably have already. It's not a normal 125. It was quite a big bulky bike, and I just seen red. You know, like I say, I ain't perfect. Never gonna pretend to be perfect, and I am usually quite a mellow person, but everyone's got a temper, and this brought it out of me. Like I say, it was my pride and joy. It was not making excuses, but that's what it was. So this guy went into the back of my bike. My bike landed on my leg, and I was hurt. And just like I say, I seen red. So I went round to the car, side of the driver's side of his car, you know, and I just started laying into the guy. He had like his window open only so much. So as I was laying into him, little did I know anything about trading, insurance details, and all that sort of thing. And this is the last thing I would do if somebody was laying into me, is give him my insurance details, because like I say, I'd never really been on the road and did this sort of thing. And I remember then after that trying to move my bike out of the way, and I do remember the guy trying to like go around me as if to like leave and escape, but ultimately didn't, and he then sort of pulled over to the left hand side a little bit, and maybe offered me help. This was some years ago, it was a long time ago now. God, I don't know, 4-5 years ish ago. I've got a more recent story actually that's related to like road rage, which happened recently, which I'll tell you tomorrow. But yeah, so we got out and I took my helmet off and I was talking to the guy, and I could smell alcohol then on his breath, and by this point I was even more furious because he'd obviously been drink driving. So I was like screaming and shouting, "Oh, you've been drinking, like I can smell it on your breath." He goes, "Oh no, I had a drink last night." I was like, "Bullshit, it was drink last night. It was blatantly like strong on your breath, I can smell it." And this guy must have had points or something already on his license, and obviously didn't want to get the police involved because of the alcohol situation. So he did give me his name and address, which like wrote it down as his number. Luckily he actually gave me the right details, because he could have given me some fake details and got away with the whole thing, so it was lucky really. And then ultimately, to wrap the story up, he did pay up. Like he paid for the bike repairs, which he said he was going to. He said he'd pay in cash up front. Like I remember it took some time to actually get the money off of him, problems with PayPal and that sort of thing, but yeah, he did eventually pay for the bike. I told him it was like, say, 600 quid to repair. I told him it was like 900 because I missed a week of work because my leg was badly damaged, which I've also got pictures of. And then we had a family holiday actually the week after, I think. So the whole week I was on holiday, missing my bike, wishing I could ride in the sun, and it was in the garage getting fixed. But yeah, so he paid up the 600 quid. I told him it was like 900 to cut, like, so that covered my. Didn't really. I would have made more money if I was going to work, but it was at least some compensation for not being able to work. But yeah, that was that. Like I say, I ain't a perfect person. I'm generally quite nice and whatnot until I'm disrespected, like that, like Asda's recently. Till I feel disrespect, then I ain't perfect. I'm human. So what can you say? But generally, I'm quite mild-mannered and chill. But that day I wasn't, and that's what it is. So thanks for watching this today, Thursday. Like I said, I've got a story for tomorrow. Road rage, same sort of thing. Nobody got hurt, but I was probably even more furious because of the situation. But you'll have to wait like at least 30 seconds to hear that one. But yeah, as for me today, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I really need a haircut because this is ridiculous. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Oh, what's good? So it's actually 20 to 12 now, almost midnight on Friday. I've just been playing Pokemon all day, so I haven't really got around to doing the vlog bit of today. But I decided, because it's late and the guys in the adjoining room, I can't talk too loud. I'll save the story I was going to tell today for Sunday, but I'll keep it along the same lines of with my bike and mishaps. So today, it's only a short one, but I was riding to work. I rode out of town and I started going towards the next town. It was like a 60 road, dual carriageway, 70 road, and I can't remember exactly what happened now, but in some form or fashion the bike broke down. So I had to then obviously call into work and say, look, I can't do it. And I got my dad out, as I always do, call my old man, because I broke down, need help. He'll come out, and he had a look at it, but there was only one way I could get that bike home, and that was to push it. Now I was on the other end of town, so I had to push this bike for, I think it was around an hour and a half. It was a long way. It's probably like 2 to 3 miles from one end of the town to the other, and I had to push this bike all the way. And at one point, like, it's a Chinese bike, so if you looked at it funny, something would fall off, it would break and bend. But at one point I tried ramming it up this curb, like, because I was trying to stay on the pavements. I tried ramming it up this curb, and after a couple of attempts the weight sort of shifted and I dropped it. So not only was it broken down and broke, but then I tried to get up a curb, like a pavement, and dropped it. So that was cool. But yeah, eventually got it back, walked it all the way home. A lot of funny looks, a lot of passing comments, people walking by, because I was walking a bike home. But I love that bike and I'd do anything for it. So that's what I did, I walked all the way home. And then got it fixed and back on the road and happy days. But yeah, I've got another breakdown story tomorrow, and then Sunday I'll tell you the story I was talking about yesterday with the recent road rage thing. But yeah, that's today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. What's good, guys? Today's Saturday. It's another late one again. I'm ready for bed, so I'll make this quick. I'll try and do tomorrow early because I've got to edit the vlog tomorrow, as well as try and get the Pokemon video out today. That's all I've been doing all day, is working, playing Pokemon, and my god, I've been tearing my hair out. I've been trying to do the Elite Four and Emerald, and I won't bore you with the details, because you're not here for Pokemon. You're for some reason here to see me jabber on, but so today, I think actually I was thinking about it, I ended up pushing that bike around more than I ended up riding it, I think. But this time I broke down. I did the ride at home, I had to. But I remember I was working at this place. It was a new place of work for me. It was like a care home type of deal. I hadn't worked there before. And I did a long day there, and I got to leave, and I got like literally 2 minutes down the road. I left the place, down the road, crossed the lights, and as I went to pull back on the throttle, it was really loose then. It was coming back, and I didn't have any revs or nothing, so I had to kick it into neutral and then push it off of the road. So I got over the lights, and I remember there's sort of like this little grassy path that was sort of like overgrown behind a fence almost. So I pushed my bike into there, and again called my old man, told him where I was, and then I was just waiting. And I think it was winter-ish, it was quite cold. So I waited for my old man to get there, and he found that the throttle cable had snapped. So he sort of bodged it together. At least I think it was like a little piece of plastic that held the little notch that was on the end of the throttle cable, so it would lock into place. You'd pull the throttle, and that bit of plastic would then pull the little notch that was at the end of the throttle cable. Well, that bit of plastic broke, so what he managed to do was wedge the little thing at the end of the throttle cable into a piece of plastic, so that I was able to ride it home, because then it would still work the same, more or less. But I had to be careful, so he was following behind me, and all the way home I had to ride my bike home real careful, trying not to, because if it unlodged I would have been in the same predicament that I couldn't accelerate my bike anymore. So that was the whole thing, but luckily my old man was on call and he knew what he was doing, so got home, fixed the bike, and I was on my way again. But yeah, there's been a lot of times that bike has broke and bent and stopped working and broke down, but I still loved it. It was awesome. But that was that. Tomorrow is the road rage story, so look forward to that. I'm ready for bed. One more day to get over with now. These 4 days are quite taxing. Me just in this bedroom by yourself, and it's a long 4 days is a long time, but tomorrow it's over. I get Monday to Friday morning off, and I get to spend it with Meg, so looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks for watching Saturday. I'll see you on Sunday. God damn, why have I always got indigestion or like burps or something on these vlogs? Anyway, thanks, bye. What's good, people? I'm actually editing the vlog today. It's Sunday, and I found that every time I swap hands with the camera, it goes and it makes like this weird noise all over the audio. I don't know what that's about. So with that in mind, I'm going to try and not swap hands all the time and just keep it to the left hand, because it doesn't seem to make that stupid noise if I don't swap hands. I was just trying to give you some like different angles and stuff, make it a little bit more interesting to watch, but I guess I can't because it fucks the audio. So the story I've been promising you for a couple of days now happened in, I think, May this year. It was after a family holiday, and for a little bit of pre-context, there's one of those join-in lanes where the right side slips into the left side, and there was a lorry driver and he wouldn't let me in. So we were like head to head for a little while, and like I say, he just wouldn't let me in, and we exchanged a few words, and then I eventually did get in front of him, and we met at the roundabout, and we exchanged a few more words, and ultimately, I think, I'll spare you the details because it gets a bit, but ultimately I think I won. Because he was ended up like rolling his window up and driving off. I won that argument with that stranger. But so later on the same day, there's some sort of a lorry or a van in the left hand lane, car behind that, and I'm in the right hand lane, and I'm coming up to overtake the both of them. Now this car suddenly, I think it does indicate, but suddenly just pulls out in front of me, to then get in front of the lorry, which wound me up. So I beat my horn at him, and he's then in the left hand lane, and I'm in the right, and as I'm coming up onto him in the right hand lane, he's like swerving his car, trying to like swerve into my path. Now I have my missus in the car, who is pregnant at this point, so of course I just see red, because like I say, he's could have crashed into us. She's pregnant, and and we're in the car, so I speed up a little bit more to get in front of him. I park in the road, and initially I just stopped and opened the door. I wasn't even going to get out, and then within a split second I jump out of the car and I walk over to his car, and I'm just screaming in his face, and I keep like a little bit about myself, because I'm thinking, if I hit this dude, that's assault, and I ain't going to jail with a baby on the way. So I do have like a little bit of control there, even when I'm at my most pissed off. But yeah, and I'm screaming at this dude, and then I hear Meg call me, and it's like kind of like Black Widow and the Hulk. When she calls me, I'm just like, I don't necessarily calm down, but light switches in my head, and I'm like, I go back to the car, and I jump in, and we go about our business. But yeah, it was, I don't know, but like I said, I'm not usually like that at all, and but when Meg was in the car and she's pregnant and he's causing potential risk to us, I just seen red. But luckily, like I said, I could have just started laying into the guy, but his missus was in the car, and then there was cars behind him, so plenty of witnesses, and like I said, I ain't catching no charges, because I got a job that would be affected if I had a record and a baby on the way. So, but yeah, that was that. I'm actually just editing the vlog now. My arm's hurting because I am not swapping hands, because it fucks up the audio. If the audio is still fucked up on this video, I'll be mad. But that's Sunday. Hopefully I'll record more next week. I've got 5 days off, but usually when I'm off with Meg, I just like to be off with Meg and not record anything. But yeah, so 4.5 days off, so I'll be looking forward to that. Get through this last day today and I'm good. So thanks for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week or the week after. Bye bye.